Hi, friend, and welcome back to the Authentic Creative, expanding our capacity to feel good. And I just want to say that I am not the master of expanding my capacity to feel good. I am learning with you. I am saying, walk with me, come along for the ride with me through the struggles and through the successes of expanding our capacity to feel good. It's a lifelong journey, as you well know. And this morning, I had one of those mornings where everyone's nervous system was activated, parenting stress, partner dynamics, emotional moments with our youngest. And it reminded me how important it is to have tools when things are escalating and we don't have hours to process or to regulate. Usually, we don't have all sorts of time in the world to get to the place that we need to get to. We have a deadline. We have somewhere we need to be at a certain time. Sometimes we can kind of be flexible with those moments and those deadlines. And sometimes we need to show up when we need to show up. So that's an interesting decision making process in and of itself that came up this morning. And I think there's always a middle way. In Buddhism, we're always looking for that middle way. And today I want to share 10 simple nervous system tools that can help in these real life moments where we're activated, where our partner might be activating us, our child is activated, and you still need to move forward with your day. So the goal is not perfection. The goal is learning how to pause escalation and return to connection. Connection with ourselves, connection with our source, whatever that is for you. Spirit, God, Buddha, masters, teachers, loved ones, guides, whatever that is for you. And connection with whoever we're interacting with. And even connection with the people that we're interacting with throughout our day that might not seem very meaningful in those interactions, but can really cause either a really positive or a really negative ripple effect. Like if we have to call our pharmacy and talk to the pharmacist, or we have to talk to our barista. So when things escalate, so let's, number one, pause the moment. When things escalate, the first instinct most people have is to push harder. We try, and I've done this and I've seen this done, and it's hard in both situations. But we try to solve faster. We talk louder. We force the next step. We can bulldoze. But the nervous systems don't calm down through that kind of pressure, as you well know. They calm down through interruption of momentum. And it might feel like it's going to take longer, but I've seen it again and again and again that it actually can take so much less time if we actually pause and do these next steps. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is say something like, let's pause for a second. Even 10 seconds of slowing down can interrupt the escalation cycle. 2, slow our breathing. So your breath is one of the fastest ways to regulate your nervous system. When we're stressed, our breathing becomes shallow and fast. It's in our chest. That signals danger to the brain. If you lengthen your exhale, you activate the parasympathetic nervous system, which tells your body that you're safe. You can even do an audible sigh. Try inhaling for 4 seconds, exhaling for 6 seconds. Even 2 or 3 breaths like this can change the tone of the moment. And then 3, name what's happening. When people are overwhelmed, the brain often feels chaotic. So naming what is happening can immediately create some structure. So you might say something like, everyone is feeling overwhelmed right now. Or, this moment feels really intense. Naming the state of the nervous system helps people feel seen, including yourself, and understood, which can reduce stress. 4, change your physical posture your body communicates safety. So if you're standing over someone, rushing around, or towering over your child or your partner, their nervous system might feel threatened subconsciously. Try sitting down, crouching to your child's level, or physically lowering your body. We're animals, right? So in our animal kingdom, this is going to signal that we're not a threat. And that change in posture signals that calm and that presence. 5, validate before solving. Many conflicts escalate because people jump straight into problem solving, including myself. But the nervous system needs validation before solutions. So you can say something like, I see that this is really hard for you right now, or I understand why you're upset. Once someone feels seen and understood, hopefully both, they are much more able to cooperate with the next step. 6, break the moment into tiny steps. When someone is overwhelmed, the brain struggles to process the big picture. Instead of focusing on the whole day, breaking things into the next tiny step. For example, let's just put shoes on. Let's just walk to the car. Let's just get through this moment. Small steps make overwhelming moments manageable. 7, understand different stress responses. So in couples, it's really common for partners to have different responses to stress and different strategies. One person might try to push forward and solve the problem really quickly, and the other one might want to like slow everything down and connect emotionally. And neither one of these responses is, quotes, wrong. They are simply just different nervous system strategies. So when couples recognize this dynamic, they can stop seeing each other as the enemy or against each other and start seeing themselves more as being on the same team. It's just, you're just able to have a little bit more compassion when you notice that you have the same goal, but you're just coming at it from different active strategies that are from that stress response. 8, use gentle touch or proximity. So human nervous systems regulate through connection. So sometimes a hand on the shoulder, just sitting next to someone, offering a hug, maybe, depending on how activated the situation is, that can help if the person's ready for that. It helps the body to settle. So for children, especially, proximity from a calm adult can be incredibly regulating. Touch can communicate safety in a way words often cannot. Now, obviously, sometimes when we're hyperactivated, when the other person's hyperactivated, touch is not going to help. And so it's just finding a way to calm ourselves so we can co-regulate in that way, even if we're not touching, but we're making eye contact, we're facing them, we're calming ourselves, we're really seeing the other person. And then 9, repair quickly if things get heated. So even with the best of intentions, moments get messy, parents raise their voices, partners get frustrated. The key is repair. This is one of my favorite things in the world. Repair might sound like, I'm sorry, I got overwhelmed. Repair does not erase the moment, it restores connection. And children learn a powerful lesson when they see adults repair relationships. One of the things that I feel most proud of is even though in our family things can get really messy a lot of the time, we're all actually really skilled at repair. So Jake and I are really easily able to say, I'm sorry for the most part. We're very good at that. And because of that, we've modeled that for our kids. They will go into their room, maybe have a time to themselves, come out, and pretty quickly, more mature than most adults, they will say, I'm sorry. And I think that's a lesson and a skill that a lot of adults don't have because we weren't modeled it. So, this ability to say, I'm sorry, is huge. And sometimes sorry after the same amount of constant, repeated, challenging behavior doesn't hold as much weight anymore. And also, you can never go wrong with having a genuine apology. And as you may know, that genuine apology doesn't necessarily require fault on either side. It's just, I'm taking responsibility for this. This didn't go how I wanted it to. Here's what I would have wanted to do. And then remember 10. Remember that activation is temporary. When we're in an activated state, it feels like the moment's going to last forever. It feels like it's everything. It feels like it defines everything. But nervous system activation is always temporary. Emotions can move through the body like waves. So reminding ourselves that the moment will pass can help us stay grounded. Parenting, relationships, and life in general are full of moments when everyone's nervous system gets totally activated. And the goal is not to eliminate these moments because that's just not real life. The goal is to learn how to pause escalation, reconnect, and return to regulation. These small tools and suggestions can make a huge difference, especially in the moments when time is short and emotions are high. Remember, connection and repair matter far more than getting everything perfect in the moment. So, I want to close by saying life is messy. We always wish we could have, whenever we're activated and we start speaking from a place of activation, we're never proud of those moments. But what we can be proud of is looking back and saying, you know what? I did a little bit better than I would have done previously. So, what are the ways we can see what's working? Like, oh, wow, I normally in the past might have not repaired that afterwards, or I normally in the past might have escalated that another notch. But in this instance, I actually am proud of myself for that one little moment where I didn't say the thing, or where I took a break, or where I took a walk, or where I decided, you know what, I'm going to listen to what my kid needs right now. And whatever that was for you, I really encourage us to look at the things that are working and look at these micro moments where we did a little bit better than we might have in the past. Because that's going to create proof of you're growing, you're learning, you're not just where you were a year ago. And these things take time to build these new pathways. It takes time, but when we acknowledge how we're doing a little bit better, or we acknowledge that we repaired really well, or we repaired quicker than we might have previously, we're building in this confidence that we can do it again. So, thanks for taking the ride with me. I'm really curious what kind of things work for you and your family, or you and your partner, or you with yourself. So if you want to reach out, Siri at sageandblushwellness.com, and share any of these little moments where you had a small win. You might have done it differently previously, but now you've learned this new method. As you know, there's all sorts of opportunities to work with me with nervous system regulation, where you get to really reset and retrain the nervous system so you can feel that spaciousness within yourself. So there's online opportunities in groups once a month or privates. We have our 3-month container, which I highly recommend. That's a real powerful way to reset the nervous system. And then we have, if you're near Camas, Washington, our in-person transformational breathwork infused with Reiki and sound bath special evenings once a month. We have one coming up this Wednesday, and those are Wednesday nights, 7 to 9 once a month. We also have our in-person sound baths for 1 hour on the second and fourth Mondays. And then, of course, our retreats, our women's retreats. We have our next one coming up May 3rd to the 6th on the Oregon coast, and I cannot wait. There's 4 spots left. So reach out if you want to talk about that. Please send this to a friend that could benefit from it. I think we all can. Even if we're an expert, we can all just get that little reminder. Loving you, can't wait to see you in one way or another. It means the world to me that you tune in and that you spend your time here. Whether it's just this one episode or whether you're an avid listener, I so appreciate you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. And thank you for coming on the journey with me and expanding your capacity to feel good one breath at a time. Loving you.